I gotta hit the beat. I gotta hit the beat, beat. I gotta hit the beat. I gotta hit the beat, beat. I gotta hit the beat. I gotta. I gotta. Kicking in, beef with all the girls, bullshit dripping off the chin. All night long, but the feeling keeps kicking in. Beef with all the girls, bullshit dripping off the chin.
Bringing anything to the table, bro. I'm not your son, see I'm able. I do my own bits, limited edition and some missing classic shit. I know that you're feeling it. Feel mad, cold nights feel heavy. Same place, going in the heart of the city. Nitty gritty feels iffy and the eyes feel shifty. The shit we're in, yo, it's all mad risky.
All night long, but the feeling keeps kicking in. Beef with all the girls, bullshit dripping off the chin. All night long, but the feeling keeps kicking in. Beef with all the girls, bullshit dripping off the chin.
Welcome to the House Calls. I'm Dr. Quack, and tonight I have a special guest with me here. Let me tell you that this guy here is one of a kind, ladies and gentlemen. Let me bring him on. The Vagabond.
What's up?
What is going on?
Oh, same shit, different day, different federation.
Jeez, isn't that the truth? I'll tell you. So, I'm going to start this off here because I want to talk about this match that just happened. I'm talking about the WGP Fatal 5-Way. You had to defend your title against 4 other men. Walk me through the mindset of what was going into that and what happened on the result.
Like, it's a multi-man match. And multi-man matches are usually crazy, especially if somebody has a title. And with multi-man matches, you have to cover every base. And honestly, I thought I covered every base. But I went in there with the mentality that I wanted to walk in, walk out as champion. But that didn't happen. I thought I did it. I thought I had it. But it didn't. It wasn't It wasn't to be, unfortunately. But I still get my rematch in the future.
Yeah, and that's important. I mean, you had a great showing there. We got a question already popping up in here. Here we go. This is from SNES. Is there any opponent you have faced too many times that you are sick of them? And who is that opponent you would love to have?
Hmm. The person I believe I face the most in this game currently, well, there's actually a bunch. There's like a waiting list, as I like to call it, a waiting list of people that I faced so many times, and one of them being SNES.
SNES is one of them opponents. I mean, you guys have met a lot.
Yeah,
Who has gotten the better hand on that overall?
I say it's like 50-50.
50-50, pretty close.
Yeah.
Look, Mama Purge saying it was a great match. Here we go. One of my favorite opponents, so hard to beat. Intelligence in promos is a game changer. Coming from the Roughneck.
Yeah, that's that. I have to run it back with him. I have to run it back with him because I feel like if we had a rematch, it'd be something special.
I think I would love to see it. I think that would be a great fight. Oh, here we go. Look, he won 4 and I've won 1.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Somebody's keeping score.
Yeah, that's about right. I mean, one W isn't going to bother me. I'm just like, oh, so I lost. That's okay. I'll move on because the next time I'll get him, I'll get him. That'll be 5-1.
Definitely. I mean, you're all around the promo world. I'm gonna talk about some matches that you got coming up here. I'm kind of curious because you got the Fight Night title. This one here, you get to take on Dante Black, who I know you're familiar with.
Yep.
You've seen him before. I think you guys have fought before.
Oh, we
And then
fought
you've
everywhere.
Fought everywhere. And,
Yep.
and Big Daddy Stump, I believe you know him as well.
Yeah, I beat him in my debut year. Yeah, because it was in WGP. I had like maybe 3 matches before they put me in the WGP Havoc title match where Stumpy had the belt at the time. I was like, oh, a title match. Well, don't mind if I do. I didn't expect to win. I thought he was going to win because that would have been fine. I'd be like, oh, 3-1. That'd be okay. But no, I won. I beat him, and then he retired out of WGP. I was just like, wow.
Damn, yeah, I mean, you got some close battles with it. If you got questions out there, by all means, feel free to ask. I'm going to ask some of my own here. But, I mean, you are known as a multi-man competitor. Like, you are known for these. Like, this is your specialty. I mean, is this any different on the game plan here where you got to take on both Dante and Big Daddy Stump?
I've seen Stumpy around and I've seen Dante around. I'm gonna come in with a game plan because it's not gonna be the usual Vagabond bravado. It's gonna be something different. Because I always like to leave the expectation that like every time I get on screen, there's going to be something different. You never know what you're gonna get because it's always the technical difficulty screen. And as it starts, it's like, oh, he's talking. And then as it goes on, it starts to get crazy. Like, wait, what's going on? I'm immersing people into something else without even doing this or just making the hand motion because I like to do transitions out of nowhere because sometimes it'll work, sometimes it doesn't work, but that's okay.
You have fun when you do your promos. That's what's important. I can see that. Here we go. What goals do you still have in the promo world?
My goals. What do I still have to do in the promo world? Well, to hold more than one title. Hopefully have like a long ass reign. Have like classic feuds going back and forth, facing some of the very best. Hell, Bring me a legend. Bring me some legends that I'd like to face. That would be fun. Like, bring him out of retirement if you can. I would
That's some
love that.
hard. Some people, once they go into retirement, they stay there. Other ones, they retire 30 times in a month, you know?
Yeah. They retire for a little bit and they're like, you know what? I'm not done yet. Let me come back.
It comes back to you, man. It hits hard. So here we go. Now we got the other match here. We've got, oh, here we go. Look, 7. I'll let you handle that one.
Ooh, that's somebody I've always wanted to face. I don't think I've faced him one-on-one. I faced Rika a while back in APF. That was a fun match. But I want to face 7 though.
No, definitely, I'm sure he's listening, you know. Look, that match would be fire.
Oh yeah.
Now here we go. I got another match here because this one here I'm interested in. The BWO World Title. You take it on Jay the Ace. And if you don't know who Jay the Ace is, you need to go watch the BWO. This is going to be a tough match. I know. How are you preparing for this?
He's one of the hardest, if not the hardest, opponent I've ever faced. And I faced a lot of difficult people within the span of my career, but Jay the Ace, he's good. He hasn't been around that long either. He's only been around for like maybe 2 years at least. And he's one of the best. I have to cover all my bases with him because if I leave one thing out, he's going to kill me.
That's what he manages to find something and he will just grab onto it and you ain't letting go.
Yeah, he's really, really difficult because you never know what he's going to say or do when he gets on screen.
Here we
That's
go.
what
Look
makes
at
it
this.
so good.
I don't know who this is. Marvini, I apologize if I
Oh, I think I know what it is. I think that's trying to remember his name.
My guy Vagabond is a tough opponent, and I have faced him on a few times. He is awesome. See, a lot of people, they got that respect for you. You came out here, you earned it. You've earned a lot of respect from fighting people and fighting hard. I apologize. I didn't want to butcher that name. I hate butchering names.
No, you're good. You're good. There's some names that it's just like I don't want to incorrectly say it.
Yes, that will make people mad. I'm like, no, I don't want to do that here. No. I want to talk to you about something that happened today.
Mm-hmm.
And this was put out here on YouTube. Some of you may have seen it. I may even drop the link here on my page because this is a wild match. This was from the Fine Print over in Foundation. You had Sean Shaney McKenzie taking on our next guest coming up Thursday, Mr. Bones. What was your thoughts when you saw this match? There we go. Marv's. Okay, cool. Thank you. I didn't want to butcher it.
Okay. To preface this, Bones already told me he was going to straight up disrespect this man like he's never done before. And I was like, I can't wait to see it. And then he puts together his promo. He shows me it before he sent it to Wapo, and I was just like, whoo. Because like he had voice clips in there that I'd never heard Shady say before. I was just like, where did you get these voice clips? Because apparently there was apparently Shady was in the Foundation chat before, and him and Young Gun were chopping it up, and then it goes around the subject of the N-word.
Yeah.
For some reason, Shady started saying it, and he just kept on saying it, and I was just like, "Oh, when did this happen?" Apparently, it happened a while ago, and it was taken care of because he got burned out.
We all heard it in this show. If you have not watched this, I will definitely post a link. Yes, you know this match here. Now, this is my question to you. Should that have been aired out in public?
Mm,
If you were a promoter of this show, would you have said, yeah, we can go ahead and air this, it's fine? Or would you have said, maybe this is too far?
you know what? I think the question would be the question for me. The question to that would be like, do people? How many people actually? How many people like actually know this person? Because if they're saying that word behind like closed doors, how do you think that person is going to act around you at a certain point?
That can be debatable. Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's a good question.
Like as for airing it out in public, honestly, I think it's necessary.
Think it's necessary?
I think it's
Why?
necessary
Why do you think that?
because it's a lesson.
Okay.
It's the way I see it. It's a lesson. It's a lesson to be learned.
Yeah, I mean, in some places, like the language is definitely a thing. Like in some places, you can't even say fuck. Look, I can say fuck here because this is my fucking podcast. But
Yeah, some places you can't say fuck because that'll get you DQ'd.
right, some places you can't say goddamn GD, however you want to say it, and some
Yeah,
places you drop the N bomb. It's just you got to know the rules of where you're at because according to this, they both got disqualified, I believe.
yeah, they got disqualified. Like
Double
Bones
DQ.
said, it was worth it.
It was worth it. See, I can't wait to talk to him on Thursday about this because this will be a fun one for that. But I love the public airing out of my issues. See, now this is shady here, and that's definitely a viewpoint. I mean, because it felt real, it felt like very realistic. Do you want that on screen? A lot of people were like, "Hey, don't talk about my family. Don't talk about this. Don't." Cody Rhodes was mad when you talked about his dog last night. I mean, people get upset over real stuff.
Oh
And
yeah,
everybody says this is a hobby. So I mean, it's tough to say how this really should have played out.
yeah, yeah.
Ask Elijah. There we go.
Oh
Which
yeah,
is
that's right.
it's still disrespectful. Like if someone could call me a Nazi, right? I get that, and she's from Germany, folks. So those of you paying attention, it's wild, man. We have this unwritten rule in the promo world where we go, "Hey, is there anything you don't want me to talk about?"
Hmm.
And
Yeah,
that's generally what's supposed to happen. Does it always?
not really.
No, it doesn't. Oh boy, here we go. I'm going to enjoy the next few weeks. Guarantee that. Oh boy, this is going to be interesting. Yes, keep your eyes out on the promo world. I don't think this story is necessarily going to die very quickly. I'm sure we'll be talking about it more. But let me ask you, who is your biggest rival?
My biggest rival. That's a that's a tough one because I fought a lot of people. Could have been anyone. As for as for my biggest rival, if I were to go down the list of like people that I faced, I'd probably say
You got a comment here, Rig or Briggy? A biggest rival, you could see Don. Is that there? Don Krypton. Would you consider that your biggest rival?
me and Don haven't fought a lot. We only had one match. I would love that. I would love to like fight him everywhere like I do everywhere else. But back to the other question.
Yeah, you're a comic book guy. You love cartoon anime. Who is your Lex Luthor Superman?
My fucking Lex Luthor for a while was Briggy.
Briggy was the guy.
Yeah. When Rig left, that left kind of a void, and then Brig just comes out of nowhere and he just fills it. I'm just like, this motherfucker right here. I'm gonna have to whoop his ass. Cause like he was the first one to defeat me for my Havoc title, and I was just like, I should have gone in on him. I mean, I went in on him, but I didn't go in on him like I should have, because
Yeah,
he had more verbiage than I did. And I was just like, okay, lesson learned.
he definitely is a verbal assassin. He can really come out there and cut it strong when he wants to. He does a really good job. You guys have had several matches now, right?
Oh yeah,
Oh, here we go. Look, let me bring him in. We done fought 6 times.
yeah. Hey, Bobby.
How did that go?
You know what? I would like to fight him everywhere because we fought. Majority of our battles have been in the BWO. I mean, we had a recently we had a tag match a while back. It was him and Bones versus me and McFly. I knew that was gonna end in like a slaughter because him and Bones as a collective. It's rough.
They are, man. They're actually a tag team. What is their tag team name? God, my brain's slipping.
The Night Kings.
The Night Kings. Yes, it
Yeah.
is. Look, never had a one-on-one Vagabond. So you got challengers everywhere that want to come take you on.
Oh, that's Elijah. Yeah, we've never had a. Yeah, we did.
I fought him one time. Lesson learned. Yeah, you were just talking about your match.
Yeah, me and McFly, we did have a one-on-one back in WGP for the title.
Yeah.
I mean, I whooped him, of course, but that was still a battle.
Yeah, he was young rookie back then, I believe, right? This was like very beginning.
Yeah.
I mean, for him, and he has definitely blossomed. But
Yeah, he's good.
By the way, if you got any questions out there, feel free to ask. I'm going to do some word association with you because I want to get your thoughts on some words here. I'm going to talk first one. I'm going to give it profanity.
Oh, profanity? I mean, it's not a bad thing.
We're going to talk about that. Saying one time the judges were one-sided, but the locker room was split. Oh. Don Krypton joining us.
Yeah, that's what it came down to. It was split. They were like Don Vagabond. I'm like, just make up your mind. But profanity, well, it's fine if it's not excessive, because
Right.
if every other word in your promo is like profanity, what is left of the material? Like what's left of the video? Because like that's going to confuse the judges because then they have to go back and watch it and scrape through the profanity to find, okay, what did you say about this guy right here? What was the narrative? What was the story being told? How are you going to win? What was the verbal bars that you threw at your opponent?
Young Buck, he definitely comes to mind on that. Like when he was first going, God, he was doing like 50 or so in a match, and I was like, "Whoa, hey man, what are you talking about?"
Bucky.
Buckshot, yeah.
I love Bucky to death. I love him to death.
Yeah.
He's got what it takes. He's got what it takes. DB said it best.
That's right. There are thousands of words in English language. Yeah, learn more than 4-letter words. I agree.
Yep. Bucky has what it takes. DB said it best. He taught him to be a killer. It's just he just doesn't do it. Like there'll be some points where he just snaps and it's like, oh, please keep this energy. And other times it'll just be like you just don't have that snap. You just don't have that energy. I'm like, Bucky, put the foot to the gas pedal. Please slam it to the floor and don't let go.
Yeah, I mean, he goes well. I want to talk about the other group, though, because actually there's 2 groups I want to talk about. The first one I want to talk about Era of Reality. Are you guys coming back together?
Oh.
I mean, there's been rumors.
Oh, yeah.
You guys are.
Yeah, we're coming back together. We're we're hashing things out at the moment, but we're coming back together.
Yeah, I mean, there was a lot of differences on the way people were going. I know you were like, I'm going on my singles run.
Mhm.
You know, there was other things that happened there, but it's good to see you guys come back together. You guys are a force when you are dominating.
Oh yeah. Like
You know,
we started in the BWO because originally the Air of Reality was Lamar's idea because it started with him and Young Gun. And then Mad King was added to it. And then in FTW, when Haywood had it before FTW, died like a
yeah,
year later or two,
yeah,
they asked me to be the fourth man. And I was just like, yeah, I could be the fourth man because the idea was for the Air of Reality to be this group of like hardened, crazy, violent individuals that could cut you down verbally, beat you down, and every time they got on screen, they just had this presence, and that's what we did. Like we had a War Games match with Lifeblood.
yeah,
The only person that was in Lifeblood at the time that wasn't present was Briggy
yep.
because apparently he was supposed to be a part of the match. I was like, what? Briggy was supposed to be a part of the match? What the fuck?
This brings up my other group here. Air of Reality, Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, or Mayhem. Yeah, you want to talk about Mayhem there. You've had a little bit of doings with them, haven't you?
Ooh. That depends on the ooh. That's tough actually.
Yeah.
Because both groups are good.
Yeah.
They have
Both
their
are
own
stacked.
strengths and own weaknesses, but whew, who'd be the
Most definitely.
fourth horseman? I think I think it'd have to be the Air of Reality to be the four horsemen because it's me, Lamar, Young Gun, and Mad King Byron.
Yeah,
That's a hell of a collective.
and you got some people here not liking Mayhem. How do you not like Mayhem? They're a tough team. They are a tough faction.
How do you not like Mayhem? They're stars.
Hello, how you doing? What's going on? Oh, here we go. Mr. Bones, you're asking the wrong questions. Ask him how he went from being garbage to being amazing. I'll let you go ahead. I did
Oh
talk
my
about that a little bit, but I'll let you reiterate.
god. This man Bones, he for the longest time he thought I was gonna suck forever. But like I started to slowly improve over time because I in BW was tough. It's the lawless badlands of the promo world, and we want to keep it that way. But that was really where I started to improve because it was it was a sink or swim environment for me where I had to step back a little bit, watch how everybody did it, and then do it myself because it was different. And then at some point, Bones was like, "Damn, remember when you used to suck?" I'm like, yeah, I remember when I used to suck. I still I still have memories of how bad I was because I know my first match in BWO I lost to CP3.
Mm-hmm.
That was embarrassing. I mean, I learned from it, but still, that was embarrassing. But I improved. I kept getting better and better and better, and I started winning championships.
That you have.
Still
I mean,
championships.
you have been dominant like throughout this promo game. The one weak spot that makes me worry though, Heart and Soul Promotions.
Yeah.
That has been a weak spot for you. I don't know why it is. I mean, you've had double-digit title shots and have not came away with one. You and Mr. Wallace though, that Soulfire match was just fire.
Oh
Like
yeah.
that was right there. I mean, it was a tough one to pick. He came out with the victory. I believe it was 2-1, right?
Yeah, it was 2-1.
2-1. It was a close matchup, but yeah, I mean, you have been dominant all over. All your mentors, which one is the most influential in your success? Ah, there's a lot
That's
of
a
those, I'm
toss up.
sure.
That's a toss up. It's either DB greatness or Bones. I'd have to I have to give it to I have to give it to DB.
Yeah, definitely. That DV is a great guy. He is definitely a great announcer out there. I mean, I partnered with him once in WGP. We had a good time with that. But yeah, I mean, here you go. I got some more here. What we got? Oh, I swear. Oh, what we got here? I swear I wasn't fishing and didn't expect to be in the top two. See, I tell you, people ask questions and get shocked. Um, one more here. Let's go with the Ace.
Mm-hmm.
Because we have Reptile. See, you've got so many factions that you're intertwined in here, right?
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, I mean, who's in the Reptile? I'm trying to remember the name of the group. I'm sorry.
Um, it was me, McFly, and Eno.
Eno.
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
really about it.
Ace wasn't in that, was he?
No, hell no, he was
Have
not
you
in.
guys fought? I mean, you were kind of rivals in some respects. Have you guys fought?
Oh, me and the Ace, yeah,
Yeah. Yes, Missaria. Yes,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
exactly who it is. You got any thoughts on Ace?
Hmm. Okay.
Yeah, Reptile Tribe. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. Thank you. Thank you.
He Ace, he's got a lot of work to do. If he truly wants to like set his foot, set a mark in the promo verse, he has to find a way to set himself apart from every other guy that decides to turn on the camera and thinks they can scream the entire time and do all this raspiness and through the whole thing and think that's gonna get them points. Because if all you're doing is screaming and there's like no material behind it, I mean, there's nuances to doing like screaming. I mean, at some point, I yelled for an entire promo, but that entire promo was heat. I
Yep.
had everything I needed to say, and just let it out in like the form of like yelling. There's nuances to that, but if you don't have like material to back up the yelling, then it's really just nothing but yelling.
Yeah. I got a couple questions here, and I'm going to go into the rapid fire. Let's see. After all your success, what are your goals in 2024? Specific goals, not just I want to dominate.
Mm.
And he needs to learn landscape. I agree with that. Go ahead.
Okay. After one of my goals. To be quite honest, I want to set like a new bar for how champions should conduct themselves. I want to tell more stories. To be honest, I love telling stories. Like me and El Wapo, we told
Sure.
a great story at Broken Hearts because I was coming up on his record for having the most title defenses in the as Blueprint champion and holding the belt for the most days. He held it at 119 and he had 6 successful title defenses. I had 5, and they were like, "Okay, so your next opponent is going to be a Wapo," and I was like, "Oh, okay." And he and I we talked it out. We wanted to do like a story, and we did. We dropped hypes, and then we got to the match promo. For the entire promo, his entire promo, he put me over. Nothing but put me over. I was like, I was genuinely surprised because we have not shown each other our promos prior to that match because we wanted to surprise each other. And then my promo was basically talking about how when I won the title, the belt wasn't even physically made yet. But then I lost it like 2 weeks. I lost it in like 2 weeks to Rig, who then lost it to Austin Wilde.
Yes, God, that was the weeks where he lost 2 belts to him. Yes, I remember that. Oh God.
And then like my entire promo was basically like, okay, so that belt was nowhere near as prominent or as outstanding as when you held it. You set the bar. And then at some point I started like yelling. It was emotional though. Because I was like, I want to break this record. I want to set my own precedents. I want to be the most dominant Blueprint champion that this foundation has ever seen. And whew, it was good. There were a lot of
Yes,
good promos.
2 of them. He held the Blueprint and he held the Inferno title in the same week at the same
Oh
time.
wow, that
Yeah.
I don't know.
He beat Rig twice because he held both those titles.
Ooh.
Yes. There we go. What we got? Who is someone to see that isn't quite there yet, but you think can be next to you in terms of improvement?
Jack Saban.
Jack Saban. Okay. Yeah, he's trying. You can see he's getting better from when I first saw him a couple years back.
Yeah, he's ever since he had his match with me, he's been leaps and bounds better. That's why I enjoy doing this, because I always have the hope that if somebody gets close enough to beating me, they
I
can
said
take that.
Jack is the new Vagabond. I literally came to my phone to say Jack Saban. Oh God, everybody's happy on Jack, man. We'll see what happens with him. I think he is going to get better. I mean, he definitely has shown it.
Oh, he's coming in with like verbal punches that I didn't expect. And because I watch his stuff all the time. He shows me his stuff, and I'm like, he's like, how do I improve? And I'm like, just slow down, be yourself, and just keep pushing, and you'll get better. Like you'll start to see improvements in areas that you didn't think you needed it.
BXT, yeah, he did end up win the title there in his first promo battle. How
Oh yeah.
important is BXT to the BWO?
It's very important because we showcase new talent in the BXT all the time. It's basically like our NXT, because it's a weekly program, and the matchups are always fresh. And the BXT title, it's hard to hold on to.
And I saw AEP ended up winning that one point, didn't he?
Yo. Oh, when he beat Bucky, his promo. Whew. AEP came at him hard.
He
Bucky
did.
doesn't want to admit that AEP beat him. I'm like, dude, he had you. I was like, I can't believe you've never seen the promo he hit against you, because if you've seen it, you'd see why he beat you.
Yeah, he was very more determined there than I had seen him in the past. I will say that definitely the fire was on it.
Like if he keeps this energy, that's the thing I've noticed about AEP. He'll have this energy, but like at other points he'll stop having that energy. And I'm like, AEP, what are you doing? You literally have this energy right now. I want you to keep it, because if you keep this kind of energy and this kind of intensity, along with the unique verbiage that you do, you're going to be a problem.
In that case, I'm a burn it. Okay. Let me get get into some rapid fire questions before we get out of here. I'm going to ask a couple of these. Actually, here you go. Here's one. Build me a promo artist. What's the things needed to make a good promo artist?
What makes a good promo artist? First of all, the presentation has to be on point. Like if it has there has to be like a visual aspect to what I'm seeing because it has to match the kind of person on screen you're trying to portray. Because let's say you have like a unique name. I expect you to match up to that name on screen, storytelling, verbiage, personality, your intensity, like the way you carry yourself, the tone, and you got to be confident. If you're not confident, the judges are going to eat you alive because you have to absolutely believe what you're saying. Like you have to convince the people watching that you are the real deal. Because if you can't convince them, it's going to be a very, very hard climb for you to try and reach the top.
Definitely. Here you go. Biggest problem in the promo world.
Favoritism.
Favoritism. Look, get the viewers invested. That's something I agree with there. Totally.
Yeah.
Make me want to watch your match.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yes, favoritism.
They don't want to admit it, but they do have favorites.
Who has favorites?
In certain places I've seen it, the judges. Like they'll have their favorite person that they tune into, and they'll have like the goggles of favoritism on, and they'll notice some of the flaws, but they won't point them out in the notes.
My haters is why I still do it. Oh boy, that's your tag partner. Yes,
But they won't admit that they're showing like favoritism, but you can kind of see it, especially if you're in like places that give out the judges notes and you just look at it and just like, huh, okay, interesting. Because I guarantee you, if I did the same thing that the other person did, I would have gotten flack for it.
yeah. I mean, it's a tough thing to overcome when you're walking into a new fed and you got the guy who's established trying to win those matches. It's difficult.
Yep.
You know, as long as they just defend themselves and boast themselves, it's like,
oh
they're
yeah,
gonna win that match. It seems like, according to some judges, I definitely see that. Here we go. Favorite match you have been in? Your favorite match?
favorite match I've been in. I would say the title match I had with Bobby Miller. That was my favorite. I mean, I lost, but that was my favorite match.
That tends to happen, I've noticed with these. A lot of people have lost their favorite matches. It does happen. Here we go. I'm going to ask a couple more here. Any advice for any young promo artists?
Okay, advice I have for the young promo artists: talk to as many people as you can, especially if you're looking for advice, because 9 times out of 10, they're going to give you advice. And another thing too is like get a good editing software. That matters. Like I use CapCut. I used to use KineMaster, but I moved to CapCut because there's so many things, so much more I can do with my promos than I could never do with KineMaster.
And watch the product.
Yeah, watch the product.
Watch
For the love of God, watch the product. Oh, because I don't like seeing new people getting put against established people and they don't do their homework on them. Like they just say things that don't make sense, and I'm like, well, that was embarrassing. Can we get to the established person? I want to say about the kid. Then dog walk him. I mean, that's what happened with me and Draven. I didn't come at him like I usually would with other people because he was a new kid on the block, and I basically told him what he was going to do. I predicted what he was going to do, and I was like, "What you need to do is like study, watch the product, and
don't be so quick to judge or jump to conclusions about peeps you don't really know." God, we're getting more conversations on that one. I am sure on that.
oh, of
But
course."
yeah, final question here for you. I've got your toughest opponent that you have faced to date.
Toughest opponent I faced to date. Honestly, that would have to be. It would have to. I'd still go to Bobby.
Still go to Bobby regardless?
Yeah.
Okay. When's your next match coming up?
My next match coming up is the BWO World Title match between me and Jay the Ace.
Okay. When is that?
Woo. I think it's gonna be in 2 weeks because he's on vacation right now. But I'm gonna be it's probably gonna be at the next pay-per-view, which is gonna be huge. It's more than likely gonna be the main event. I just gotta build for it because I'm gonna be Tommy G, and then I'm gonna do Hypes as Vagabond. That's gonna be interesting because I'm gonna be relaying messages from him as Tommy G, and then I'm gonna respond with Vagabond because they're gonna post it to the page, whatever I send it.
Yeah, definitely. Multiple character work is something that's not easy. A lot of people can do that. It definitely isn't. But I want to thank you for coming on here, Vagabond. Thank you for showing up. This was awesome. Definitely enjoyed this. My next guest, as you heard probably earlier, is going to be Mr. Bones. We're going to be talking Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern, special start time, because I want to make sure the kiddies are in bed because I know some of them kind of listen. I'm Dr. Quack, and we'll see you next time.